welcome everybody who's watching this real time, or if you're watching it after the fact, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, like I do. And thank you so much, Patrizia Panza. She is joining us all the way from Rome, Italy. It's about 5 p.m. her time. We just found that out. And welcome, Patrizia.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a flower for you.
You're so kind. You're always so kind. You're a flower. You're more than a rose.
So, Patrizia, do you recognize my beautiful art in the background?
Yes, absolutely. I'm astonished.
So, first off, Patrizia is from Poetical. You say it because I don't say it right. Poetical Living Design.
Poetical Living Interior Design Studio.
Poetical Living Interior Design Studio. And we're going to get into Patrizia's background, and we'll go over the topics that we advertised. She's going to share a lot of great stuff with us. You want to watch this on YouTube after it's been contact information added. YouTube channel is Tada by Kat, Tadabykat. And because we're going to have some special photographs. I'm not versed on bringing in photographs. I know you can do it, but I didn't want to test it on you, Patrizia, but it is going to be brought into the version in YouTube. So I looked at them the other day. They are absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to talk about that a little bit, get folks intrigued, but just absolutely beautiful. So they will be on the YouTube channel. And just a little plug up front, please, please, please share this video and share the fact that we are trying to get our YouTube subscribers up to 100. When we do, we will get our own URL. So we're, beyond excited about that. But you do need to go in and subscribe and then hit the bell. Some people wonder, why do I hit the bell? Because the bell will let you know when new stuff is loaded, and we're loading stuff every week, sometimes twice a week. So you want to do that. We're also having a contest. So it's so funny because one of my, designer stager friends signed up, and I said, yeah, you probably don't need the prize because it's a consultation, a Zoom consultation. And he's like, well, actually I do. I'm doing my own house. And you know how it is when you do your own space, it's hard for you to have that, that view, that, that detached view, right? I tell people I always get my daughter, who's also a stager on our team, Tanya, if you're out there, hi Tanya, and she's my second eyes on everything, because you spend your time beautifying spaces or teaching people how to beautify spaces all day long, and then you come to your space and your brain gets pickled sometimes, right? Yes. So I say all that I'm digressing. No. Shoot me a message and tell me that you subscribed, because YouTube does not tell me who unless you're on a non-private mode, and most people are private. So shoot me a text, and then we're collecting those names, and Siri's going to select a winner for every 20 increments. We're hoping before November to get to 100 is our goal. So enough of that. And Jeff, actually my partner, my husband, and my proctor should be posting a link, and it's just a bunch of numbers, as he said, but it'll take you right to the YouTube channel. So, Patrizia, thank you again. Thank you for joining me. Patrizia and I met, how many years ago? A couple?
A couple.
3? Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
2 years ago. 2
yes.
years ago in the springtime here in Rome.
Yes.
It was the 14th of April, 2018. Yes.
Yes.
Now, it was the first.
Were you at the conference? Did we meet at the first European IAHSP conference?
Yes.
Yes. So I had the pleasure and honor.
Probably we didn't have the chance to talk,
to connect like we did at conference. Yes. but I did visit your beautiful city, and really had the opportunity to travel with some of our U.S. Staging sisters, Verena as one, and Sandra, and just had a memorable time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Visiting Florence and
Oh,
and Venice, and it was, yeah, just really magical. But so I was saying, you know, I don't know if I was saying or I was typing this, that, you know, the aesthetic, the European aesthetic, I've had the opportunity to connect with a lot of European staging sisters and brothers across the country, across the globe. And I just love the aesthetic that is, you know, like we're going to talk about Scandinavian, a cleaner, you know, and much of that is, you know, their spaces are quite different. Challenges for staging and design sisters and brothers in Europe, you know, are, you know, multi-level, small spaces. So it really lends itself to a more clean aesthetic, you know, a more minimalist aesthetic, which I just love, absolutely love.
Yeah, so, because he has to stage mostly apartments, because in our towns, in our small towns, we mostly live in flats and buildings, in condo.
And I read on your bio that you do Airbnb, right? They're probably apartments and condos.
Most of us decided to do business thanks to their properties. So vacation rentals or B&B is a great business, because Italy is a country where the tourism is the core business. It's a core business. So in the last 2-3 years, has become really a great business. And so this means to stage these places to be attractive for guests, first of all. So staging for selling is only a part of our business as stagers or as designers for interior spaces. Because
so let me ask you this, Patrizia. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to make sure we get through all the topics. Tell us a little bit in your, you know, part of the country, when you do Airbnb, what does your package look like? Do you provide all of the, you know, like there's requirements, you know, multiple sheets, multiple, you know, whatever, fire district, you know, all the accoutrements, or do you do just the staging and then they take care of, or someone else takes care of the logistics of the details?
So it depends. It depends about the aspects and the conditions of the flat, of the property we are going to work to. I'm an architect, so I can give to my clients a whole pack with redesign for the property to go on business, and so about all technological systems they need to be okay with the laws of the country to open a place for the hospitality. So we have to respect some laws. And on the other side, I had the chance to stage places to give them the right atmosphere, to be attractive, and to be able to understand where people are. I mean, in Rome, we have to show that the location is an ancient city with a great history. So we have the chance to do a concept that is fitted for that place. And the contest is so important to create the right concept for a right project. to be able to help the business grow.
Yes, yes. So what I'm hearing you say, it's so rich in history and architect. The buildings are just phenomenal. I mean, parts of Europe, Italy, France, other parts, sometimes just the columns underneath a highway, can be gilded with gold,
yeah.
right? It's like gold.
Because we have a lot of fragments of our ancient history. Yes. And in each part of Italy and also in other parts of Europe, you can find hidden secrets. Yes. You can discover. And when we have to create the concept, we have the chance to reveal the secrets that the guests can discover in his home trip. For example, once I had the chance to make a project for a house for a rental, vacation rental, right, in the center of Rome, near Termini station, the rail station Termini, and it's a relevant place full of history between ancient Roman history and Paleo-Christianic history, Christian history. So I wanted to use some pictures, some photographs made by one of my best friends, who was now a great photographer, one of the most important photographers of people, of cultures, of different cultures. He arrived until Mexico to photograph peoples and Afghanistan, Pakistan, and in Rome, it took the great photos in 70s, 60s about the experimental theater. And so, about some ancient environments near Rome. So I decided to create in the corridor of these ancient apartments that has a corridor and all the rooms on the left, on the right, because it's very typical in Rome to have the entrance, a corridor, and all the rooms on the right and on the left.
In the left, yes.
And so this very, very not comfortable space, like a corridor, I designed it as a gallery of these wonderful photographs. And it became another space. An experience. So what was an accident, it became an event for
people. I love that, Patrizia. And you talk about that, again, Patrizia mentioned briefly, she has an architectural background. That's very, you see that quite a bit in Europe. They have an architectural background, stagers do, and designers have architectural background. But I just want to read something from your short bio here, talking about she discovered, after studying architecture, interior design, and acting, which I didn't know you were an actor. We'll have to talk online because I'm kind of an actor too.
Yeah, yes, I know. I know.
But I want to finish here. She discovered the magical, and I use that word a lot because what we do is magic. We're visual storytellers. The magic potential of home staging, and I just love. Tell me how you came up with because I feel they might be intertwined. The name Poetical Living. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Poetical Living was born 2 years ago, exactly during the conference in Rome. And
Wow.
yes, absolutely. And I consider its birthday the date of that conference.
Oh.
Because that day went online the English version, so the international version for to honor the creator of home staging. So, and poetical living meant for me to show what I had to study during my academic studies in architecture. For my last exam, I had to study philosophy of language.
And you speak multiple, like you speak French as well, correct?
A little bit,
Okay.
a little bit.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui, oui, madame, je parle.
Dis bien de chuchotement.
Yeah. Je parle seulement un peu, je l'étudie à l'école. Et alors,
Oui.
parlo meglio italiano. I speak better in Italian than in French. And during this experience, I met a philosopher who talks about the relationship between building, thinking, and dwelling. And poetical living is the main words in one of his poems. I think I can read this because I have here.
Please.
And okay, I found in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, here I am. So we deserve, but yet poetically, live a man on this earth. So there is a great connection between our confidence on ourselves and to be able to make an experience of dueling poetically.
Love it.
I mean, to be able to reach the essence of ourselves in the spaces we are living. We are able to have a third eye to see what is not visible.
The third eye.
Oh, the third eye, yes. Sure. So it's not, for me, it's not brands. It's a true way to make sense to the distance. So
I love that, to make sense of the distance. You use the word connection, to make sense of the distance, to express joy, but also to have others, see and feel that joy, whether it's in their space or in their space to sell for the potential buyer who feels, our dear founder, Barb Schwarz in Europe said of many of her Barbisms, staging is a feeling. And isn't it? Staging, design, all of that, it's a feeling. You can't put your finger on it. It's the third eye. It's all of the senses. So I love how you articulate that. Yeah, that's really beautiful.
I found that home staging was able to collect all my points of view in the different kinds of experience. I mean, in architecture, in theater, or in art.
So let's talk about theater. I had no idea that you had a theater background and set design. I've got some theater background too. I was a pent up actor, I guess. I still am. But we're all acting. The world is all a stage, right? Tell me a little bit about your set design and how that parlayed, which it all does, but talk about that a little bit.
No, I had an experience as assistant with a director and scenographer, architect involved in opera.
Opera,
So,
wow.
opera, yes. So
Wow.
sophisticated, so sophisticated.
Yes.
And I had to draw the executive drawings to create the scenes for 1 year. And I had another experience as assistant of another director, a great actor in theater and cinema and TV, with a tragical drama. Yes.
But it all, you know, it all, you know, you've got to, you know, it took everything, you know, I can see how you've parlayed everything into your design, excuse me, and staging, because you're talking spatial development, color, lighting, you know, everything really, you know, is transferable into the design.
Absolutely. In fact, the Barbara background in theater can help us to understand what kind of connection exists between setting in the theater and setting in the true life for the real estate market.
Absolutely. And, to create that emotion.
Emotion is about multi-sensory experience live for people who are searching for a new life in a new context, in a new space, in a new place.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that there is a difference between space and place, because the space is a physical space. This is where you can where we have to organize physically objects in the space, and place it is the expression of the soul.
It's what welcomes you home. I look at it, yes. It's what welcomes you home.
The essence of that space.
Yes, the essence of that space. Yes. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you know, staging, I'm going to go, you know, on our topics here, staging for living versus selling in European. Just give me a couple touch points, because I really want to get on to the next two topics.
Yes.
But just give me, is there anything, do you think in you know, what you can gather that's different from the US, that's different between dwelling or selling in the European market?
Yes, first of all, for selling, we in Europe mostly use neutral colors and minimal staging. I mean, a minimum to obtain the maximum results. We usually have small budgets, small investment. People is able to spend. So at the first time, some stagers use cardboard furniture,
yes,
to reduce the investment for staging.
Yes,
but we don't usually do table setting in staging for selling. We only
why is that?
Because we think we are another culture. We have another target than in America, in US. So people in Europe can think that is a makeup. So it's false. So
it's here, forced. Yes, let me talk about that briefly. And we're seeing a change here. Now, if someone's watching this and they're a stager that dresses the entire table, power to you. But what I've seen is, and my team knows, the most we will ever do is maybe a long table with a simple something on each end. I think that the public consumers are smarter now, and they want, I'm going to call it a wabi-sabi, if you know that word, more of a relaxed elegance. They don't want it looking, like you said, forced. Now, I'm still a huge, huge fan of fake food, or what I call faux food. But because I come from a model home, I invest in some of the most expensive and real life. I mean, we had a chocolate torte with fruit on the top, like you get in Europe, on a table last year, and my husband and I kept wanting to take a piece out of it. It looks so delicious. But I hear what you're saying, and I do see in the U.S. even, you know, what I've seen and studied, that we're not really seeing those, like you said, forced. You know, where it doesn't look inviting and comfortable, because nobody that I know of has a full table set up all the time. It's a dust collector. So I love that, the minimalist, you know, approach in Europe. So that's going to take us into our second topic, minimal style. And here's what I love of what you've added to this, my dear, because you created these titles. We corroborated together.
Yes.
A minimal style.
Okay.
For a simple, metaphysic, maybe harmonious sense of space. I love that. And talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, I found a quote by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who is the author of The Little Prince, about the essence of minimal style. He says, perfection in design is achieved not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. So we can reach the perfection, or we can reach a sense of calm or quietness, or pureness of view, when the object on this or the space we arrive in is able to make me free from trivial, from disorder, and
excess energy. You know, I use a term when I teach classes, and I know you teach as well. I call, you know, the small tchotchkes or too much stuff. Interference. You know, for people who relate to sports, it's visual interference, which parlays into what you're saying. When the eye has places to rest, which is why we use black and white in between color. And as you'd mentioned, and we're taught this as well, you know, when we're doing final tweaking in a room, you look at it many directions and say, what do I need to add, fix, or change? What do I need to take away? More than likely, there's something you need to remove for that space to work, right?
Absolutely. And the minimal style, the minimal approach can see a master in Mies van der Rohe aphorism, the famous less is more. But less is more is deeper in sense than we usually think. I mean, he designed his spaces as open flowing spaces, mostly for the living area, where he creates arrangements in the different areas of the open space, using, for example, some slabs, some screen in marble or in ebony.
Yes,
create
and we
different.
don't have those pictures right now, but everybody
No.
who's
No.
watching, one of the photos.
We have to divide the open space
Yes.
and create different zones.
Yes,
to,
zones.
To be able to recognize them for people who visit the space for the first time. So the alignment of similar elements can give us a sense of calm,
Yes.
a pureness of view. To use the contrast between two colors, as you have just said, white and black, black and white, is the most relevant contrast between the absence of light, of the absorption, the complete absorption of light, and the complete reflection of light.
Oh, that's such a good way to put it. Yes, 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 yes. And even in the combination thereof, we like to use local artists. We just did a project where we used a local artist and she brought in black, I had her bring in black and white because we were punctuating with some color. So let's talk about this beautiful artwork behind me, which is so special. Finally, it's been a while since you sent it to me, right?
Yes.
Rolled up. I had it mounted on foam board, and I thought
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's just not. It wasn't. As substantial as I wanted. So one of my teammates who used to own a frame shop put it in this beautiful shadow frame. We just got it hung.
Yes, I love it. Thank you very much.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. And this, you say neutrals, but actually, Patrizia, I saw this on one of her projects. Stunning. In fact, maybe you can add that picture to your collection that we'll put on the YouTube channel, because it was the star of the show. Back talking about theater, you can only have one star. The rest have to be, supporting. And so she had this as the star, very simple, on a wall, and then a very simple kind of modern mid-century chair, if I recall. And maybe a rug. That was it. It was absolutely